What's your name, please?
My name is Archie Williams.
I'm Christina Ray.
My name is Terry Fader.
Why did you want to come back, Cody Lee?
To win again!
I'm excited to be here. This feels like home again.
Competition like this brings out the best in people. And this was you at your very, very best.
Later, Jimmy Fallon welcomes Kate Hudson, NBC Tonight.
On our broadcast tonight, people are celebrating as 2022 winds down. We'll have a look at the dangers lurking when drinking during a cold spell. Plus, the 5-year-long battle in Wisconsin is over. We'll explain what happened when a family took on Foxconn. And New Year's resolutions generally fizzle out, but there are some ways to keep them. We'll have the details as your local news starts right now.
News Watch 12 with Jessica Jukic and Jeff Weller.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 12 at 10. I'm Jessica Jukic. While we had a relatively warm day here in the Northwoods, these temperatures won't last. This weekend, there will be a brief cold spell, and of course, some will be celebrating the new year. That could cause some problems. News Watch 12's Morgan Johnson explains why mixing cold temperatures and alcohol can be dangerous.
Every year, Ashley Dorpat looks forward to this specific week.
We do see a lot more business from people who aren't from around here trying to experience the Northwoods.
The week between Christmas and New Year's is her busiest time of year.
They're having fun, they're on vacation.
But the party often involves alcohol, which can make for a fun time, but also poses risks.
When there's below freezing temperatures and wind especially, cold becomes a very serious issue.
After recent incidents of hypothermia deaths across the country and even in central Wisconsin, the Rhinelander Fire Department wants to make sure people are using caution, especially when they're under the influence.
Alcohol can become a factor as well. Your senses aren't as sharp as they should be. Your mind isn't understanding what's happening to your body. It's an impairment.
Driver Ryan Berghammer says there are a few warning signs of hypothermia.
The first signs are shivering. If you feel that, that's the very early signs. Later stages of shock are going to be a drop in core temperature, slowed heart rate, lethargic, confusion, things like that.
Ashley understands that you can have fun with alcohol, but she says safety should come first.
Yes, we're very aware of that. A lot of communication between all of the bartenders and servers to make sure that everyone is drinking responsibly. Because it's not only about their safety, it's about the safety of others.
It was a warmer than normal day throughout the Northwoods, and I see it's really foggy out there tonight.
Yeah, that's the problem. 40-degree temperatures over a cold snowpack out there right now. It's giving us some really dense fog. In fact, look outside now. The current visibility, you look down to a quarter mile or less across much, if not all, of north central Wisconsin right now. We don't do this very often, so if you're out driving tonight, get your low beams on. That will help you through this. This will go away tomorrow, but it'll take all night to do it. So tonight's going to be really foggy out there right now, and that looks like this. Here we are in Stevens Point, where you can see about a quarter mile, which isn't very far at all, especially if you are driving. All right, temperatures are still 39 in Rhinelander, 37 for Merrill, 39 for Mosinee. So you have these 40-degree temperatures over that cold snowpack, and the air is saturated, thus giving us that dense fog that will linger into tomorrow. There's also a couple of rain showers in there. There's an area of low pressure to the west of us right now. That's going this way very quickly, by the way. It'll be out of here by tomorrow morning. But overall, a foggy and a couple of showers across the area tonight as this thing gets out of here very quickly. Then by tomorrow, we have some sunshine throughout the afternoon. So our forecast then tonight, though, is foggy skies, a couple of showers out there with low temperatures down near 25, kind of icy. Your full forecast is coming up. Jessica?
Thank you, Jeff. Crews are working on repairing a water main break in Rib Mountain. The Marathon County Sheriff's Office says motorists should expect delays and detours through Monday. The water main break happened yesterday near the Quick Trip. The Sheriff's Office is asking motorists to pay attention to signs as traffic patterns may change during construction. They're asking all traffic accessing Rib Mountain Drive and County Road N from US 51 northbound to use an alternative route because traffic is backing up on the highway. Governor Tony Evers announced today that he has granted another 171 pardons, bringing his total number of pardons to 774. Under Executive Order number 30, individuals convicted of a Wisconsin felony may apply for a pardon if they completed their sentence at least 5 years ago and have no pending criminal charges. Some of the pardons were in northern Wisconsin, including William Mutter of Rhinelander and Alan Van Landen of Florence. Governor Tony Evers announced a program Wednesday designed to combat homelessness and opioid addiction. The Recovery Voucher Program will use $2 million to provide affordable housing to homeless people who have been diagnosed with opioid use disorder. The program is funded by part of the money the state received from a nationwide settlement reached with 3 major pharmaceutical distributors for their roles in the opioid abuse epidemic. The housing is done in partnership with the state's Department of Health Services and Department of Administration. A species of bat here in Wisconsin is facing extinction in the state due to a deadly disease, and it could be costly to farmers. White nose syndrome was first found in Wisconsin in 2014. The fungal disease wakes the bats up while they're hibernating, depleting fat stores until they eventually starve. The fungal disease has already decimated the northern long-eared bat, with population declines of 97% or more across 27 states, including Wisconsin. Bats eat a lot of insects, and one study estimated the loss of bats could cost agriculture more than $3.7 billion every year due to an increase in insect populations. A battle with Foxconn is finally over in Wisconsin. A Wisconsin couple who fought for 5 years to keep their home near the massive Foxconn development in Mount Pleasant are finally moving. They agreed to a settlement with the city, and their home is being moved for them to another part of Mount Pleasant. Bruce Harrison has more on the story.
This is not your average mobile home. When the Mahoney family built it in 2016, it was never supposed to move.
This is a big day that I was not sure would ever come.
Kelly Gallagher is speaking on behalf of the Mahoneys. Legally, Jim and Kim Mahoney can't under their settlement with the village.
And I think it's a great thing. I applaud them for not putting the house in a landfill, because over 80 other houses did.
Yeah.
You know, so this is the one that didn't make it.
Mount Pleasant settled with the Mahoneys for roughly $950,000. They've now relocated from the last piece of land Foxconn wanted for its campus to build displays. Still in Mount Pleasant, the Mahoneys didn't move far.
And here's the home's new home, some 7 miles and 3 hours later. That's a slow 7 miles, but the workers tell me slow's the way to go when you're moving around 60 tons of home.
For us, it was a really monumental task.
The general contractor and movers had to work with local, county, and state authorities, taking down streetlights, mailboxes, and posting flaggers at railroad tracks.
As far as high-profile home movings, where would you say this one ranks?
That's at the top of it. I mean, we've done a lot of cool stuff in our days, and this is definitely something that we're happy to be a part of.
Mahoney's future is finally clear, but Foxconn, well, many locals are still waiting for an answer.
I think that everybody in Mount Pleasant and in Racine County really want to know what Foxconn's plans are long term.
The minimum wage to cost of living ratio in Wisconsin is the worst in the nation. Wisconsin's minimum wage only covers 30% of the living wage for a family with 2 working adults and 2 children, according to MIT Living Wage Calculator. For a 2-adult, 2-child Wisconsin household, the living wage is considered to be around $24. For one adult with no children, it's around $16. Since 2009, Wisconsin's minimum wage has been the same as the federal rate at $7.25 an hour. The calculator considers a living wage to be enough to cover basic needs, including food, housing, and medical care. Buffalo is bracing for more dangerous weather after the recent winter storm. And Southwest Airlines is in hot water after canceling thousands of flights this holiday season. That's After Weather with Jeff right here on Newswatch 12.
At home. Hardee's, no matter what you choose, it's the right choice. Because our new 4 for $6 deal lets you make your own combo. Mix and match, then feast or snack on the food you're craving, all for just $6. Combine your favorite flavors into the perfect deal with our new 4 for $6 menu, only at Hardee's.
Whether you're just beginning your educational journey or seeking a new opportunity, we're here for you. At North Central Technical College, we have unique partnerships with 4-year colleges that allow you to transfer seamlessly to and from our campus, saving you time and money. With hundreds of transfer options available, the path to a bachelor's degree and a great paying career are just a step away. North Central Technical College. Start here, go anywhere.
Carpet City. Uh-oh. Did your holiday hosting create a couple extra stains in your carpet? Or do you just need an update for your old flooring? Come to Carpet City Flooring Center and start your year off right with free carpet installation. That's right, free carpet installation. If money is a little tight, Carpet City Flooring Center can help make your project affordable with interest-free financing. Get your free carpet installation today.
Carpet City, our prices will floor you.
Here is your Newswatch 12 Ski and Board Report, brought to you by Ski Rule.
Nothing tastes better than savings. Hardee's new 4 for $6 deal lets you mix and match your favorite flavors. That's sweet, savory, crispy, crunchy, or beefy, all for just $6. Create your favorite combinations with our new 4 for $6 deal, only at Hardee's.
It's foggy out there. Advisors are up for dense fog tonight into early parts of tomorrow morning because it looks like this outside. It is really foggy. Visibility down to a quarter mile or less across much of north central Wisconsin tonight. It's hard to drive in this stuff, and the problem here is it's going to freeze or begin to freeze tonight as temperatures drop below freezing, so it's going to be rather slippery by tomorrow morning. Here we are in Stevens Point where it is foggy, right? Campus is down here somewhere, but overall visibility down to about a quarter mile there on campus and Point. All because of this, right? Temperatures today hit 40 in Rhinelander, 45 for Stevens Point, even a 49 there in Wapaka. It hit 60 in Milwaukee today. That's not normal, but it's going to correct itself tomorrow. The average high is 25. We'll probably do that and then some, but no more 40s across our region for tomorrow. Right now, we're still at 40 in Rhinelander, 39 for Mosinee, 38 for Wisconsin Rapids. So, you know, the average high is 25. This is 10 o'clock at night. We don't do this very often, and it's going to change here pretty quickly as well. So, our snowpack took a hit today, about an inch or two. We lost an inch or two, but still about a foot on the ground. This will take us into the weekend and beyond until our next weather system gets in here, most likely on Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. That could replenish some of the snow that's melting out there across our region for today. All right, so tomorrow, 28. The problem there is everything that melted today is going to freeze tonight and be slippery tomorrow with temperatures below freezing tomorrow and also on Saturday. And then a slow climb back up again Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with highs back up near 40 again on Tuesday afternoon. Okay, a couple of light rain showers are out there now. This is the actual low pressure right across parts of western Wisconsin. On the west side, there's some snow. That snow should stay there. We're on the warm side right now. We'll likely stay that way for a few more hours, get these showers out of here, and then we could get a couple light snow flurries, a wind direction change out of the west, and then it's going to really cool off tonight as this system flies out of here this evening. We have a nice day tomorrow, a nice day for Saturday into Sunday, and then our attention turns over here to the west. Our next weather system's coming on shore now in California. That could be the one across the Midwest on Tuesday or to Wednesday. That is a pretty good chance then of bringing us some rain and or snow at that time. Until then, though, just that foggy condition out there for tonight. All right, so hey, this this evening. So 25 for a low. That's the problem because we have moisture in the air now. Dense fog out there. It's all going to start freezing on contact. It's going to be slippery around here by tomorrow morning. Be careful driving with that south wind tomorrow on 10 to 20. For tomorrow, all right, here we go. We're talking about partly cloudy skies through the afternoon. High temperatures, or not so high, right? 28 throughout the afternoon, and that west wind gusting near 20. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress shows tomorrow 28, Saturday 31. A very nice weekend for New Year's Day on Sunday as well. Monday, we're quiet, increasing clouds Monday night, and then the next weather system gets in here. It could be interesting for parts of the Great Lakes and Midwest with that rain-snow mix on Tuesday. Jessica?
At least 40 people have died as a result of the historic blizzard that paralyzed western New York. While authorities continued searching and identifying potential victims, they anticipate flooding as temperatures rise. Right now, officials are working to identify victims of the storm and say they expect to see more victims in the coming days.
Some of those families don't even know their loved one is dead yet. There are additional bodies that have been received that are believed to be blizzard deaths, but they do need to have an autopsy and additional work done.
Now, nearly 1 week after the storm hit, a driving ban in the city of Buffalo has been downgraded to a travel advisory. At least 3 states have sent in help to get the city up and running. Southwest Airlines could face federal penalties for the travel issues it experienced over the Christmas weekend. Thursday, the U.S. Department of Transportation notified the airline that it would take action against Southwest if it did not compensate passengers left stranded or inconvenienced, after the airline canceled thousands of flights and cut down its schedule this week. In a letter, the Transportation Secretary pointed to promises he said the company made to reimburse passengers who had to find alternative transportation options, as well as promises to provide meals, hotels, and refunds to passengers. Southwest said it will reunite passengers who lost baggage due to the chaotic changes to scheduled flights. A House investigation found the FDA's approval process of a high-priced Alzheimer's drug was, quote, rife with irregularities. The report released Thursday is the result of an 18-month-long investigation by 2 House committees. It's sharply critical of Biogen, which makes the medication Aduhelm. The report says Biogen set a, quote, unjustifiably high price for Aduhelm. The committees found the collaboration between the FDA and Biogen in the approval process exceeded the norm in some respects. The FDA says it's reviewing the findings and recommendations and says its own review found the interactions with Biogen were appropriate. The Lakeland boys hockey team was back in action tonight. Coming up, Newswatch 12's Saul Meyer will be here to give us some highlights from their rematch with Kingsford.
Get up to 80% off list prices during our huge inventory reduction sale at Slumberland Furniture. $20 million worth of furniture and mattresses must go. Lowest prices around on recliners, sofas, mattresses, and lots more. Slumberland Furniture.
Now is your chance to design and buy the Clearview kitchen of your dreams and get a free estimate instantly with our You Create Cabinetry Planner. It features interactive tools that factor in the details that matter. From soft closing doors to spacious pull-out drawers, you'll be able to customize the perfect kitchen for you. What are you waiting for? Save big money on your entire kitchen remodel now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The holidays are for making memories, and you can count on Honda to help you make them. Whether it's in a capable Ridgeline, adventurous CRV, a rugged Passport, or a dynamic Pilot. Start making memories of your own with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
In today's economy, it seems the value of a dollar continues to shrink, while the services offered are getting less and less. Here at Maher Water Corporation, a new high-efficiency system made by WaterCare can help ease the stress on your checkbook. We are always available to analyze and recommend one of these units.
So while we can't actually make your money grow, we can make the value of what you get from Maher seem like it.
Up to 80% off list prices during our huge inventory reduction sale at Slumberland Furniture. $20 million worth of merchandise must go. Lowest prices around on mattresses, rugs, bar stools, sectionals, accent chairs, and more at Slumberland Furniture.
Coming up, we'll have another segment of Homeward Bound for you.
And things looking pretty active in Weatherland, but Friday pretty nice, partly cloudy, and temperatures that won't be too bad either. The new year looking good, but there is a chance for snow. Morning tune on your Friday from 5 to 7 a.m.
The Lakeland Union boys hockey team made a deep run in the playoffs last year, and they're continuing that dominance this year. An 8-1 record, and in the middle of a 4-game winning streak, the T-Birds can't be stopped. They hosted Kingsford today in their last game of 2022, hoping to ride their momentum all the way into the new year. Let's see if the Great Northern Conference leading T-Birds were able to pull out the win. This is the second game of the season between the two teams, with the T-Birds winning the first one 4-3. Here in the first period, Lakeland Union picked up right where they left off, staying aggressive and attacking the net. Aiden Thiessen's first shot gets blocked, and his next one is a laser that just misses. And then Al and Court Meyer try to go backdoor, but the net is out of place. Now it's Kingsford attacking, but a great stop from Max Mesayesfa to keep Kingsford scoreless. Now they're going to turn defense into offense. A great deflection from Meyer here sets up an Aiden Thiessen shot that ends up in the back of the net for Lakeland Union's only goal as the T-Birds win it 1-0. Now let's move on to some scores from local girls basketball games that were played today. First, Mosinee took on Wauwatosa West in the consolation finals of their tournament in Auburndale, and Mosinee dropped that game 68-41 to drop to 5-7 on the season. Another great Northern Conference girls basketball team that played today was the Medford Raiders. They took on Cumberland and McDonald Central Catholic High School and won that one 53-27. And finally, the third great Northern Conference girls basketball team that played today was Lakeland Union. They took on Waupun in Watertown today and lost 53-49, but there was still a shining light after the loss. Juliana Wamet scored her 2,000th career point for Lakeland Union. Congrats to her on yet another milestone achieved. The Milwaukee Bucks dropped a close one last night in Chicago against the Bulls in overtime. Their loss extends their losing streak to 5 games, their longest of the season. The loss did come with some bright spots, however, as Giannis Antetokounmpo finished with 45 points and 22 rebounds. That brings his average up to 31.7 points per game, the third best in the NBA for this season. His presence has definitely been felt in Milwaukee by his teammates and coaching staff. Bucks head coach Mike Budenholzer is appreciative of his star players' performance so far this season.
And I think, Giannis has got has had a good balance of being aggressive and, kind of putting us on his back and willing us, in these games. And he's, I think, creating a lot of good threes, and I think the guys just got to keep shooting them.
The Bucks will be back in action tomorrow at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Green Bay Packers' playoff hopes are still alive after their Christmas Day win over the Miami Dolphins this past weekend. With only 2 games left in the season, the Packers need to win out if they want a legit shot at postseason play. They've got the momentum to do it. With Green Bay currently on a 3-game winning streak, they've been able to win more recently behind the offensive weapons like Rodgers, Watson, and Dillon. But one name not mentioned is running back Aaron Jones, who has seen a cut in the number of touches he gets per game because he's been dealing with some injuries. Head coach Matt LaFleur says that he still believes Jones can be a vital part of their offense.
He's a warrior, man. Just having him available each and every week just speaks to his toughness, both physically and mentally. So, I think that's something we got to balance each and every week and kind of see where he's at.
The Packers will host the Minnesota Vikings on New Year's Day at 3:30. Brazilian soccer legend Pele died at 82 years old. Pele won 3 World Cups and became the sport's first global icon. He had humble beginnings and would kick a sock stuffed with newspapers as a kid, but revolutionized the sport through his fast and fluid style. Pele was admitted to a hospital in Sao Paulo in late November for a respiratory infection and for complications related to colon cancer. He died last week, but the news broke today. We'll be right back after the break.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Furniture and Appliance Mart.
See your local Northern Wisconsin and UP Ski-Doo dealers.
Bam! My accident? My accident happened in a second.
My settlement? That's taking a really long time.
If you've been injured in an accident and need money now while your case settles, call Oasis today. We'll work with your attorney, and if you're approved, get you $500,000 to $100,000 in as little as 24 hours. If you lose your case, you don't have to pay Oasis back, ever. Applying for Oasis Express Cash is easy and takes 3 minutes. Call Oasis now or go online to apply.
At Chevy, the holidays mean going places and doing things you love to do with friends and family. Visit your local Chevy dealer, and when you find your red tag, you find your deal. Then make the most of your time with the people who matter most. Find new moments, find new roads. Well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2022 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups, or get $1,500 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current Chevy owners get $2,500 cash allowance.
You've decided to go back to school. Good for you. So, which would you rather do? Get up early, get dressed, drive to college, find a parking spot, walk across campus, only to sit in a giant lecture hall, or earn your degree from home with Independence University.
I have 2 small children, a 10-year-old and a 4-year-old, so the online format and the flexibility was a must.
I could work at my own pace, and I was still able to take care of my kids while going to school.
We'll even provide you with a new laptop and tablet to keep when you graduate, and a personal student success team.
I have had such personalized attention, and it's an online degree.
If I had a question on the coursework, I always got my answer within an hour or 2.
I will never be able to express what I owe this institution.
Independence University. Online, but never alone.
Call 1-800-879-1493. 1-800-879-1493.
With ice and snow-covered trees and branches finally cleared, the Forest County snowmobile trails are now open. For weeks, clubs have been hard at work clearing trails of debris after some storms. Now all 406 miles of trails are open thanks to the hard work of local snowmobile clubs.
At this moment, we're still in early riding, early weather conditions. Trail base isn't going to be the thickest.
Riders are reminded to stay on the trails, keep safe speeds, and report any unsafe trail conditions to local snowmobile clubs. The holidays can be a time of relaxing and filling up on food, but for many, then comes plans to lose that extra weight gained and more that was put on throughout the year. Newswatch 12's Kyle Pozorski spoke with 2 area fitness facilities this week in anticipation to the new year rush to the gym.
It doesn't matter if you're only in here 5-10 minutes a day, as long as you're in here almost every day.
Ashley Weiss is a manager at Lakeland Fitness and Golf. She says that while your stocking might fill up during the holidays, so too can your weight, which is why many people tend to make a New Year's resolution of getting fit.
The push to do the New Year's resolution is so hard.
It may be hard, but she says the biggest key to getting over the hurdle is to stay consistent.
I'll walk around the track, lifting a little bit of weights, trying out one of our classes. As long as you're consistent, consistency is the key.
As we come into the new year, we want to have some goals going and set for this upcoming year.
Stephanie Delquist at the YMCA of the Northwoods says that with more people working out this time of year, their job becomes critical in making sure those goals are obtainable.
Whatever resolutions are, just we want to make sure that people are setting themselves up for success, and that's the most important part of the resolution.
But even though many choose to get fit come the new year, it doesn't need to be the only option.
Physical, emotional, social, all sorts of different goals that people can use for the resolutions.
If you'd like to get active for a New Year's resolution, the YMCA of the Northwoods is running a January membership special, and Lakeland Fitness has a new activity called Volleyball Leagues. So if part of your resolution is fitness, there's plenty of ways to get active. Reporting for Newswatch 12, I'm Kyle Pazorski.
Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away.
Alan Jackson has become a part of America's musical landscape and a country music icon over his 25-year music career.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee.
Now he delivers a powerful performance featuring songs from his very personal release entitled Precious Memories.
I love to tell the story. 'Twill be my fame and glory. Are you ours in the blood?
Filmed live at the historic Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee, this unique DVD captures powerful gospel performances and intimate interviews with Alan, his mother, and his wife as he reflects on his musical journey.
This is my story. This is my song.
If you call now to order this inspirational video, you'll also receive, as a very special bonus, a 2-CD collection featuring 28 classic gospel favorites.
Love lifted me. Love lifted me. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. He lives, he lives, Christ Jesus lives today.
This DVD keepsake is a priceless addition to any music collection, and it can be yours along with this bonus 2-CD collection for the special low price of $29.95 plus shipping and handling. To order, have your credit card ready and call the number on your screen.
When we all get to heaven, what?
Attention homeowners. Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Is the bank threatening to take your home? Is your home worth less than you owe? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need to call this number right now. It won't cost you anything to find out if we can help you. We are the Mortgage Defense Line, and we can help you save your home. Don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-970-8640. That's 1-800-970-8640.
Well, it was definitely an unseasonably warm day today, and I don't know about you, Saul. Did it feel? Were you?
It felt
warm.
It really did.
And...
It was a warm one today. I'll be honest.
20 seconds ago, off camera, we're having this debate about how it felt so warm today to some people from Texas, right?
Yeah, it did. It really did. Like, I went home a couple weeks ago for a wedding, hopped off the plane, landed in Dallas, and I was like, gosh, I got to take off some layers. And I look, and it's 42 degrees. So I'm so used to the cold.
Once you've gone through 20 below.
Yeah. You
40 above feels balmy, right?
Now you're a real Wisconsinite,
Let's check on the fog over here, guys,
real
quickly. The fog horns are out and lights are out because there is some really dense fog out there now. Check out visibility. Driving home is not going to be fun. Take it slow out there. Low beams on, of course, with visibility down to a quarter mile in lots of areas tonight. This will not burn off until tomorrow morning, and we're going to dip below freezing. So the fog will freeze on contact tonight, and there's a couple light rain showers in there, and we melted lots of stuff today. So whatever is wet is going to freeze, which is pretty much everything, making for a very slippery commute tomorrow. This system gets out of here tonight. Tomorrow's quiet, so is Saturday and Sunday, followed by our next system getting in here probably Tuesday of next week.
So what I'm hearing is there's a lot of hazards out there. Be very careful tonight, tomorrow.
Yeah, take it slow.
Thank you, Jeff. That's all the time we have. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Here's your Newswatch 12 Snowmobile Trail Report, brought to you by your local Northern Wisconsin and Upper Peninsula Ski-Doo dealers.
new year off right during the final days of the Ford Shine Bright sales event. Don't miss your chance to choose from a great selection of new Ford vehicles in stock and ready for delivery. Or place a custom order, lock in your rate, and you're protected. Plus, new inventory is still arriving daily, so you could drive one home today. This season, choose Flex Buy on a 2022 Escape or Edge SUV and get 0% financing for 66 months at your local Ford dealer and shine bright.
Get up to 80% off list prices during our huge inventory reduction sale at Slumberland Furniture. $20 million worth of furniture and mattresses must go. Lowest prices around on TV consoles, recliners, bar stools, sofas, mattresses, and lots more. Get the deal of a lifetime on clearance, one-of-a-kinds, scratch and dents, and more. Stores are packed with merchandise that must go. Up to 80% off at the huge inventory reduction sale on now at Slumberland Furniture.
Want an amazing deal? Join the Y. January 1st through January 7th and pay the day. Join January 1st and pay $1. Join January 2nd and pay $2, and so on. We even waive the joiner fee. The YMCA offers fitness classes, state-of-the-art equipment, indoor pools, and so much more. We have programs and activities for every age. Offer good at the Southwood County YMCA, the YMCA of the Northwoods, the Stephen Point Area YMCA, and the Woodson YMCA.